Welcome to P3 Radio.
The monkey only dances as good as the guy grinding the organ handle.
Brother.
I fly, bro. That is never stopping.
Truck goes to Dwight.
Cool story, bro.
Footy pajamas.
Hey, genius, it's 2 p.m. Central.
PG3 Radio.
Here's your host, Josh Riley,
Get him off pig, Freddy. Get him off pig.
Richard Mullican.
And as I put you down, my pants ripped.
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of P3 Radio. I'm Richard Mullican, and we are joined this week by a special guest, a good friend and a longtime listener, longtime friend, Chris Petersen.
Hi, Josh and Richard. Thanks for having me.
And my co-host and best friend, Josh Briley, who neither of them, I talked about how we were going to open this show. Josh, say hey.
How's it going, everybody? Richard?
Yes.
How are you today?
I am catfishing two Dutch women.
So that explains it.
Yes.
You are the reason.
No, my wife had a dream last night, and apparently she woke up this morning very pissed off. And
does your wife often dream of the Dutch, Richard?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Seen your heritage. Are you for real right now? Or?
Yeah, I'm catfishing Dutch twins.
No, I'm talking about your wife's dream.
Yes. So last night, she said she woke up this morning pissed off at me and realized it was a dream. But she was approached by two Dutch twins. She's like, they were model types. And apparently they were being scammed and they needed my help. And they were talking about this guy that was in Minnesota or Wisconsin or somewhere up north, that had been messaging them, and they were supposed to go meet him and everything, and he was getting money from them, but they were still hadn't met him yet, and so she goes, "Well, here, look at my phone, I'll show you." And she said they gave her the code to their phone. Two people, one phone. My wife has very weird feelings about the Dutch, apparently, in their cell phone plans.
It's like station.
There's some real problems there that need to be worked out, Richard, between your wife and the Dutch.
Yeah. So she says she hands them the phone. She looks up the message, and the message is me. It's me. And she's like, she's scrolling through, and she's like, you're talking about the podcast on there with them. She's like, I know it's you, and now I'm pissed. And so she's like, now I come up to you, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're trying to meet up with these two Dutch girls and yada yada yada. And she's like, let me see your phone, I want to see how you've messaged them. And she was like, first you said no, and then you finally just said, well, here's my phone. And she goes, as I opened the phone, Penny woke us up, my daughter. So she woke her up, and she was like, oh man, and I'm like, what did it matter? I wasn't catfishing Dutch women. But no, man, it's like.
So the scheme from the very beginning, since episode one, the whole conceptual phase of the podcast, all of that, 95 episodes in.
Yes.
All about
catfishing the Dutch.
Why not? They got good chocolate.
Yeah.
They probably were rich.
Play.
You know what we ought to do? We ought to create a profile for Facebook of just find two Dutch blonde chicks or two blonde chicks and just make them Dutch names and just try to add you.
That'd be great.
We heard about your wife, yeah. I don't know why the Dutch twins sound so manly, but don't judge me. But no, man. Yeah, Chris was talking about how he sparked that in my head before we started about how we were over in Switzerland and the Dutch countries and
Denmark.
Denmark, yeah. We were over pretty big in Denmark.
And now it's like, where you at, Denmark? Did we do something wrong?
They thought that they're trying to catfish us. I don't know the accent.
No.
That kind of come off as
you guys
weird Canadian. I don't know the
weird Canadian
mixed with
hey, buddy.
what's his name? The singer that talks like this.
Brian Adams?
No, the B-52s guy.
They're from Georgia.
It sounded like the Muppets newscaster to me.
But anyways, I mean, that kind of takes us into another thing. I was at a store a couple of weeks ago. I had an announcing gig, and I heard this guy, talking about a phone, let me see your phone, or whatever. Well, this guy answers his phone, and he goes, "Hello? Who that? No, nobody here by that name. All right, bye." Hangs it up, and immediately, frantically starts dialing a number. Hey, baby, listen, some female just called my phone and had the wrong number. I'm like, damn, that dude is like,
he's covered his bases.
Yeah, he's like, just so you know, because I know you're going to look at the bill. Like, he said that. I know you're going to look at the bill and you're going to see a crazy number on there. I don't know who that is. And if you call them back and some female answers, they called to ask. And I'm like,
now, Richard, if he had to pull you in as the witness to all this, would you help him? Would you say, I saw him, man?
He said something about meeting her at 12 tonight when you're at work.
But that woman has put the fear of God in
Oh,
him.
yeah.
I swear to God, if it's even a wrong motherfucking number, you better call me and tell me.
But I mean, it just shocked me. I was like, wow. And it made me think about that. Now, saying that, Chris, it made me think about the, what was that movie? It's a Guy thing, where it was like all these guys, like this guy basically is about to get married and he cheats on his fiance with the stripper from the night before. And like, so there's all these clues that she's accidentally left behind and that they've left behind. And the fiance's kind of, okay, what's the deal? She's suspicious. It's like her panties were accidentally left at the house. So he throws them in the tank. Like in the tank of the toilet. So she finds them.
I thought you said something else.
No, the stripper's panties are still there. So he finds them.
Stripper's panties.
She finds them. She finds them in the toilet, and she's like, "Whose are these?" And he's like, "They were a gift for you." And she's like, "These panties?" Like, "Yes, these are used." Yeah, that's the way I bought them. They were a gift for you. So she calls the store
from Japan.
Out of a vending machine. So she calls the store, and the guy's like, "Oh shit, those kids back over there is doing used panties again. I'm sorry, ma'am. You just bring those back in, you'll get a fresh pair." And and it was the whole movie. It was just guys covering for each other, knowing that
Wow.
And she's like, "I'm so sorry," but it was just like guys covering for each other when they got into a situation. There's like, and the whole thing was it's a guy thing, that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. I wanted to go over there and give that guy a hug and be like, "Dude, you've seen some shit, hadn't you?" like a non-veteran. It's like, "Well, tell me how bad it was. Tell me your story."
There are more of us than you think, sir. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Then you give him a hug, right?
Yeah.
No, a
Christian side hug.
Pat.
Anyways, speaking of calls, I finally got a spam call, Josh.
You did?
I got a spam call.
Thank God. It's been like how long? A month?
All right. So, Chris has kept up with the show, so he knows what's going on too. For like a month now, I've been waiting on a telemarketer scammer to call me. And did I tell about my wife getting one?
Yeah.
Like, she's gotten a bunch of them in the past couple of weeks, and she fucks with them. And like she'll tell them like one number wrong, and they're like, "Oh, let me have that wrong. Let me have that again." And she's like, "Oh, my husband just left with the card." And they curse her out and everything, and she tells them to suck her dick, and it's great. But no, I had one finally call. But here's the negative. I had been planning on doing something. I had 3 or 4 scenarios in my head, and I still may do one because I like it. But I wanted to get show references in and everything. They never asked me for my name because I was going to tell them my name's Mike Mayer. And
I forgot about that.
Mike Mayer. Here's Mike Mayer. But immediately I lost all focus because I told you I hurt my shoulder doing something. I don't know what I did to it, but they put me on a muscle relaxer. And when it comes to stuff like that, I am a weakling. Like I'm like you after like I'm like you on a Saturday night where I ripped my pants. I am just dead. I'm not that bad. I'm just almost dead to the world.
You took the whole bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Threw up on your best friend and then possibly pissed yourself.
You said you were a weakling.
Yes. But no, I ended up passing out. Well, their call woke me up. It's like 6 p.m. And their call woke me up, and I was like, I lost all my creativity. I didn't know where I was going. Like I was in the call. Well, you want to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, we'll just play a little bit of it here.
On payment history, you now qualify for a 0% interest rate on all your
about
credit
that?
card accounts. This is a limited time offer, and you must respond immediately.
Okay, so
Press 9 now
real
to speak
fast,
to
before I heard anything, I picked up the phone and I was groggy, and I was trying to get the phone to my ear, and I heard a woman going, "Hello, hello," like not a foreigner woman, like she sounded foreign.
Foreigner woman.
Foreigner. She really liked the band Foreigner.
Oh, like a groupie. Foreigner. Okay. Yeah. Like a foreigner.
As ice.
Groupie. I'm with you. I
was
thought
that
you meant
Foreigner?
something else right then.
Was
Sorry.
that Foreigner? Head games and cold.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at me.
You're
2 for
right
2.
there.
What's a foreigner woman sound like? Richard, could you do that for me?
You
real
heard that
quick?
voice on
I
the
am
line.
cold as ice, baby.
They rocked the house in the summer of '86.
I am hot blooded for you, baby. Lou Graham or whatever.
I
your name
sucked
is.
every one of them off in every city. Grandma.
I told you, Grandma's a foreigner woman. She loves them.
Woo. It did something to me.
Every time I hear double vision, it just makes me quiver.
Well, we're going to stop seeing you in this home. Yeah, I know. They're stealing shit from you. I get it. That's pretty fucked up.
Said I was supposed to get 2 pills at dinner. I was supposed to get 5.
Martha over there has been stealing my Jell-O. I'm going to stab that bitch in her sleep. You hear some shit at my home, old folks' homes.
There was that rumor for a long time about Vern, and you know,
Yeah.
when that came out, it was really bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, apparently they're like old folks' homes. Some of them are just like
There's cesspools of STDs.
orgy cities.
And when I heard that, man, it just blew my fucking mind. Really, it did. But when you think about it,
And what
at
else
that
do they got
point,
to
what
do?
else are you doing?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
else you got to do? I mean, that's
I've done played checkers twice.
yeah.
Guess I'll go fuck Gertrude.
And they got pills to
Ooh.
help and
Yeah.
anything now.
I'm gonna put it on Ethel.
Do you think they go down on one another too?
Oh
Or is it
my
just,
God.
I mean, is
You been eating turnip greens again?
One of y'all gotten an onion patch. I don't know. Oh Jesus, where were we? Oh,
We're at a rest home.
Somehow we got from a telemarketer call to old people fucking in a retirement home. Oh, all right. So, anyways, we got a call. I got this call, and I'm pretty messed up. So I answered the phone. It takes me a minute, and I hear some like I said, the woman like you heard on there, like a new interest rate is like she's definitely not
It's
American.
a great interest rate. 0%.
Yeah, 0%.
I mean, that's not an interest rate. I don't. So what?
Right. It's just like, here, let me do a favor for you.
So 0% interest rate. So here we go.
For qualification that your call is being transferred, please stay on the line. A live agent will be with you
A
momentarily.
live agent.
So you know how most of the times they have a recording that plays this.
Mm-hmm.
So they call you and they didn't hear anybody say hello. So they hit, record, and
Yeah.
like when they heard me say hello, they go, oh, and they click over and that's when I hit record. So you didn't hear the woman go, hello, in the background until I was like, oh, this is one of those calls. Because they always spoof their number to make it look like you're getting a call from like an 800 number or something like that. So I was like, oh, this must be one of those calls. So I hit the number. And already.
Thank you very much for holding the line.
Already.
That doesn't sound like her.
This man's going to give me a 0% interest. I've already decided I'm going to be an old man here. Like, I'm just going to be old. So if you're old and feeble, you're two things. You're more susceptible to them thinking that they can take advantage of you.
Right.
And B, you're probably fucking someone wearing a
That's
nursing
right.
home.
You beat me to it. Damn it.
Well, I'm behind on my bills because I got the clap.
Let me go get
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello, how's it going? Hello?
Wonderful. Did you press 9 for the lower interest rate on your credit card?
Well,
Is
yeah.
that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, so there you go. Did you press 9? You have a fucking call thing there. So what do you think I pressed? Basically, you're doing this with a talk boy, holding it up to the phone. Did you press 9? No. I do not know. I cannot
How about
tell.
this?
Did you press 9?
Yeah.
So for the qualification purposes, how much you think you owe on your cards combined together?
All right. So another thing. Notice how they didn't even ask me my name.
No.
It was like, hey, how much do you owe? Did you hit 9? Great. How much do you owe? 0% interest sounds great, don't it?
Something doesn't seem right.
This is too good to be true.
Is the balance?
You mean like as far as like my payment per month?
No, I'm asking you how much you think you owe on your cards combined together. What is the balance you owe?
Oh, probably about 4,000 or 5,000.
On which one you have a highest balance? Which card you use the most on?
Mostly my Visa card.
Okay, as a next step, I'm going to pull out the statement on this Visa card. Then I will let you know your balance and payment information. And if
So, yeah, in a minute, when you give me your shit, I'm going to pull up the statement and tell you exactly how much you owe.
Well, why would he need you to tell him to do
Right.
that, Richard?
Well, I mean, he don't even know who the hell I am.
Right.
So it's like, just give me that card number. I'll tell you how much you owe. So, yeah.
current interest rate, then accordingly, what's the new interest rate going to be, okay?
Oh, okay.
I want you to grab the Visa card and verify me the expiration date. When does your card expire, month and year?
Hold on one second. It's in my car. Do you have time for me to go grab it real quick?
Sure, take your time.
All right, just hold on. I got to run back here, and it takes me a while to get around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Work
take your
him.
time. I can hold for you.
This is a very patient
Yeah.
scammer.
Thank you for working in. Ron.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I had time to do. I was like, oh, yeah, right back.
It's going to take me just a second. I'm sorry.
So this was my plan. You hear these silences, and I'm going to pause it now. There's just long pauses here where I don't say anything. And my plan is just to hold him on a silent line as long as I can. It's the best I could come up with. Because, like I said, I was out. But here we go. We're playing now.
There's
Making old people noises.
a...
Is that how they sound, Richard?
That's because Marjorie's.
Is this that company my wife saw on TV that's lowering interest rates?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. We are them.
Yes, that's us.
Super low.
I did find out if you're going to do this at home, there is a mistake you can make. Don't get too specific with where they are, okay? Because at the end of this call, you're going to hear me say, how long have you been with... If you make a statement that says, how long have you been with them? Or, hey, how long have you been in this city? They will terminate it because they get freaked out.
So what's the deal? Like, they don't
think
want you
that
to
you're
know
on to them.
their location?
Right. Like, so...
Yeah.
Like, you'll hear it in just a second. Here we go. So, still dead air.
Oh. Benny, where's my card? You said it's in the truck? Yeah. Hold on.
So, still waiting.
He could be ripping other people off
Yeah.
right now.
And then I'm like, maybe I lost him.
Y'all out of New York? You still there?
This ain't Facebook County.
Yes, I'm still with you.
Are y'all out of New York?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's a...
And what is the expiration date on your Visa card, sir?
Yeah, hold on. I got to go get it. It's out my truck.
He must have been so frustrated. I just want to rob this guy, and he's taking forever. Still waiting. And this is
How long you been with those guys over in New York?
That's where I fucked up. They disconnected the call.
You still there?
Hello?
Hey, you still there?
Yes.
I said, how long you been with those guys over in New York?
I think I heard that.
Yep, that was it. You get too specific with where they're actually at geography-wise and what company they're with, they terminate. So I will know that for next time. But I don't know, not a bad first try run.
And you were doing that like on the 1990 or mid 90s wrestler diet, And dude, you were phenomenal.
I like to call it the Elvis breakfast. It's just a handful of pills with a hurt shoulder.
I got a burnt back. I'll be right there.
I was trying to work that in more, and I was, dude, I had it planned where I got the card, and I was going to read off the numbers, but I was going to start lowering my voice because the phone was falling away because I was holding it with my ear. So I was going to be like 8, 4, 9, 3, 2, 1, and he would have to ask me to repeat it.
Yeah.
Like I was going to mess with him for a while, but my whole point was just to keep him on this line as long as I can. And like I said, you get too specific with where they're at, and that I guess that's what fucks you. But I was happy, man. I finally got a call. I was a little disappointed I didn't get to do more, and I didn't get the ending that I wanted, which I was going to insult him in a way where I mentioned, something about I saw a documentary about this bat that it only had like a 2-inch penis, which is 2 inches bigger than yours, or something, just something stupid like that. Talk about my garden. It's tomato season. They're coming in really good right now.
I got quicksand right in the middle of that son of a bitch.
The reason why I was bringing up New York, I was going to bring up how the weather was, and I was going to bring up how wonderful his accent was. You got one of those nice New York accents. And you could hear me there say, it's a nice... And he's like, what are the debit card? What are the numbers? I need this. They're going to kill me. Which is the sad part of the coin there. What if there's a guy over there, he's like, all I got to do is just scam 2 people and they won't kill my family.
I'm going to put your nuts on a stump and bash them with a nutcracker.
Somewhere ISIS has the name written down, Mike Mayer. Run back. Go for it. But no, man.
No, he is injured. He will be perfect.
I enjoyed it, and other than that, had a good weekend and everything. How was your weekend?
Man, it was lovely. I got into a bit of family stuff, but whatever.
What happened?
Nah, we're not going to talk about it.
I got you.
It might ruin Christmas.
Gosh, I suddenly feel like I've been on the show before.
Yeah. Chris, once again, we are happy to have you here with us. Known you since, high school or before?
10th grade geography class.
Yeah. In high school, it was. We didn't even know that. I didn't even know you were my other friend that I've known since 6th grade. I didn't know you were his brother. We just started talking one day. I was like, oh, oh, okay. And it's like we kind of just struck up a friendship, and it's been awesome ever since. We went through a lot of cool things together, and Chris actually was on my first wrestling trip.
Really?
Yes, down to Batesville, Mississippi.
Yeah. Was that the one? No, you said the one with Brian was one of the first ones.
Yes, that was my third one, I think, with Brian.
Okay.
But Chris was on the first one with me. Chris was entertaining the idea of jumping into the wrestling life.
Because if you remember, I came to watch you train, and whoever the trainer was for that day gave me a good deal, which is like, you can't watch, I can't let you watch, but if you want free, you want one free day in the ring. Yeah. And so that's what I did.
Yeah, I remember you go, oh, free session? You rolled under the bottom rope. I was like, oh, cool.
That's awesome.
And then we helped set up the ring in Batesville.
Yeah. It was fun, man. Like I said, I do remember that trip coming back. For some reason, we could not find, Tennessee. We kept going, around and around, and we kept seeing this sign that said, Oxford, next right. And I know we saw that sign 4 times. And I'm like, we're going in a fucking circle. And this is the days before GPS. We had a MapQuest map thing. And
a printout.
We finally saw a sign that said north. We're like, all right, we go north. Just looking at this, Mississippi runs right into Tennessee. We get into Tennessee, we'll know where the fuck we are. And
see, look what a little bit of geographical knowledge did for us, Richard.
But we were sitting there going, man, we don't know where we... And this was back when Mississippi roads were shit.
They're still shit.
And are they still bad?
Yeah.
I mean, Tennessee's not too far behind anymore. I remember when you used to be able to tell when you left Tennessee and hit Mississippi because it was like, hey, well, Mississippi welcomes you by screwing up your suspension. But no, man, we came back and we hit north, and I remember we ran into Memphis. That was we came out in Memphis. It was like, oh, we're in Memphis. And I remember I drove fast
100 miles an hour for much of the way, I recall.
because I was so tired because we had not only had we set up the ring, we took it down. We had been training. We'd been out. I think we went and did flyers that day too, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went to a parking lot and did flyers. Hey, there's wrestling. So we'd been out in the heat like all day. And you're talking like this was like August, September, somewhere in there.
You guys were tired then.
We were done.
The big memory I have from that trip was when a couple of the guys got in, after we got the ring set up, and a couple of guys got in the ring to do some practice stuff.
Right.
And there was some, I don't know, managers or whoever rushed up to the ring, yelled at them to get out because they're like, look, this is Batesville. Many of these people still, this is still kayfabe to a lot of them, and we want to.
They still think it's real.
Yeah. So
I remember two other things from that show. That was the show that Brickhouse Brown beat the stew out of that kid because he messed up like 4 or 5 spots, and Brickhouse was like, "Not making me look bad." Bam! Like clotheslined his face because the kid forgot to duck. And was like, "Nah, I threw it," and he threw it. And the other thing I remember from that trip was they had it set up. You know how like most of these fairgrounds they have these canopies. Like at our fairgrounds, they have those parking areas where they do the flea market, where it's just concrete, but they have the canopy over. It's open air, but it's got
survival
a roof.
tents.
Yeah, it's not a tent, but it's semi-permanent. Well, these had red clay dirt floors, so they had to put down plywood to walk to the ring to keep the ring from being dirty.
That is like on another level of redneck.
Yeah, I mean it, and did a pretty good house. I mean,
well, couldn't have paid shit for the building, right?
I don't guess it was a building. I mean, and I don't know how much the tickets were because all you had to do was walk up. You could see the thing. You didn't even have to buy a ticket. You just parked in the parking lot and you could see it.
Then what was the point?
I don't know, man. But it was a good show. I don't remember much from it. I remember coming back, like I said, going 100 miles per hour the whole way. And just because it was like 3:00 by the time we got home, and I was so tired, I was just like, man, I'm done. So it is what it is. Well, I tell you what, you want to do a commercial break right now?
Let's do it.
Who do you want to hear from this week? Oh, you want to do the JP Wrestling Academy?
Let's do that.
All right, we'll do JP Wrestling Academy. We'll be right back with more P3 Radio.
If you want to be the best, you have to train with the best. And if you want to live your dream of being a pro wrestler, the best place to start is the Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Academy. Imagine literally learning the ropes at a school led by former WWE champion Kane and getting coached by the legendary trainer Dr. Tom Pritchard, who's trained countless stars such as the Hardys, Bray Wyatt, Dolph Ziggler, and even The Rock. The Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Academy will prepare you for success in and out of the ring. Visit them now at jpwrestlingacademy.com and start living your dream today.
Hey, this is Dr. Tom Pritchard, and if you want to be a professional wrestler, the best way to do it is check out jpwrestlingacademy.com. That's jpwrestlingacademy.com in Knoxville, Tennessee. Do you have what it takes to be a professional wrestler? Check it out and find out. jpwrestlingacademy.com.
Welcome back to P3 Radio. Josh Briley, Richard Mulligan, and Chris Petersen still here with you.
Everybody.
A little bit of Muppets there. This one brought to you by Chris Petersen.
Yes.
I was always a Muppet fan when I was a kid. I know, Josh, you watched Muppet Babies a lot too, right?
Yes.
Well, the humor was just so clever, I think.
You
can watch it as an adult, and there are jokes in there they put for adults, and then obviously kids can.
Well, I remember being an adult watching, was it Fozzie and Ralph playing piano? And I don't know, Josh, see if you can find that. Just type in Fozzie and Ralph playing piano. And it was basically, you can leave Muppets. Well, never mind. You don't have to. Fozzie and Ralph play. And Ralph's playing the piano, and Fozzie comes up and just starts playing with him. And they make all these jokes. And they make all these jokes, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty funny. I mean, it might be a lost cause. There it is, I think. Not just I was like, don't worry so much with piano. They play Piowa.
Piowa.
That's the same game that guy that tried to call me played in his spare time.
Piowa.
We played Piowa. That's it right there, the first one.
Piano duet.
Yeah, I mean, I loved this. I think I saw this as a kid, and I saw this when I got older. And it's just Ralph playing the piano. Fozzie walks up. Sits down beside him. Fozzie starts playing.
I didn't know you could play the piano.
I didn't know it either.
Join in. Very good. Here I go.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
Ah.
This is my part. Take it. Very good.
Thank you.
Fine.
It's so simple.
Yeah. Together.
Okay. You take it now, okay? Ready? Go.
And it catches your attention. I don't know why.
Come on in.
This is fun.
We're still watching it, but it catches your attention.
Ready?
You know they're not really playing that, right?
Thank you. Whatever. Oh, my hat.
His hat fell off.
What do I do?
Can you play Atlas?
What?
I say, can you play Atlas?
I don't know who wrote it. Yes, sir. Oh, that's how it works, huh?
Let's play.
Yes, sir. Big finish. Watch out.
So yeah, I just thought that was like the stupidest thing as a kid. Can you play Hatless? I don't know who wrote it. Like just that stupid humor there. That's just like, man, I could watch that all day, like Muppet stuff. So we probably need to get off of that subject. But no, Josh, we asked that question to ask this one.
In a world where anything can happen, mysteries are solved, questions are answered, where would you go? How much would you spend? Anything can happen. What ifs with Richard and Josh.
That's right, Josh. We're bringing back What Ifs. It's been a week off from that, and we're going to get those back going. And my question today to both of you, if you had your choice to have steady work in Hollywood as a background player, not a star, you'd have steady work for 20 years as a background player, just a B player, a bit player. No one knows who you are. You don't go to the special reunion shows, you know what I mean? In any TV show, movie, whatever. But you have steady work. Pays good, pays the bills, and you're in Hollywood. You're doing movies and TV. Would you choose that? Or would you choose to be the star of your own sitcom for 3 years and then fade out, like your Urkels and Balkis?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I'm going for the steady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
as a family man.
Well, just the security.
Yeah.
And you can always do other things.
Right.
You know what I mean? You may be a C-level actor, but you have a 20-year career, and that's not stopping you. You can go and do other shit, have a podcast, for example.
Yeah. But, I mean, you could still do that you could probably have more of a name value. Like, say, if Urkel or Macaulay Culkin had 2 really good movies when we were kids.
I had more than that.
But I mean, two of the ones that stick out in your head. And, I mean, he still has...
Good Son?
Yeah, well, Good Son was the third, I guess.
Which one are you thinking about, Richard?
But, no, I mean, you could build something off of that. Look at Vanilla Ice. He had one big hit song. And then he's got like a show on TV now, and like you could do other avenues. You just couldn't do the TV part again.
Well, it really depends on where my passion is. So if I'm using the TV show as a means to an end,
right,
and I wouldn't care to do that anymore, and it's just like, okay, I've got this credibility, I've got this celebrity now. Here's a project I really want to do. Then I would do that. But I think most people, that's not what's going on there. You know, they're getting into TV. They want to stay there. They want to be the star. They don't want to have peaked with their first show.
Right.
And then,
Well, I mean,
everything be downhill after that.
You look at it like this: how many people like Balky or Urkel have made something out of their careers after that show was over? And at one time, Balky was the shit, and so was Urkel. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing or hearing "Did I do that?" and people quoting him and stuff like that. I mean, but if they really tried, I mean, here's where you would have to have that entrepreneur, like business person, like mentality. Is like, okay, you're either taking the huge lump sum of money and then banking on yourself that you're gonna do something with your found fame,
right?
Doing comic book conventions or whatever, or you're going to take the steady gig that doesn't pay as much, but it's longer. It's like, do you take the payment method from winning the lottery, or do you get the lump sum? Is kind of what we're at here.
Well, I think the quality of life would be better long term for taking the, instead of freaking, 20 million for a period of 3 years, you take, $3-4 grand a week for the next 20 or something like that. I would choose that because I think you would ultimately be happier because the psychological effects of being extremely famous for a short period of time and then everything being sucked away from you, that's debilitating.
Yeah, that's
Chris, what about you?
Because there's an asymmetry. So one of the, I think, the tragedies about life is that there's an asymmetry between pain and pleasure in the sense of, if you win the lottery and you get $1 million, that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
But it doesn't last very long. However, if you lose $1 million, that's devastating. Right. And that's going to stick with you. And it's that sort of asymmetry. So based on that, I would go with the first scenario where you have the consistency instead of that, 3-year period of happiness. And then, of course, our memories fade. And the further you get from that, it just isn't,
I mean, I was sitting here going, if I lost $1 million, I'd be looking everywhere for it. Under the rug. Maybe I put it over here. Let me check my pants. I know I stuck money in my pants.
A wife's secret account somewhere.
And and there's the whole, you've heard of the hedonic treadmill, right? I mean, once you...
Oh, yeah, all the time. We talk about it all the time on here.
That was actually a
hold on
Easter egg on last system.
Yeah.
Kiss your ass.
So, anyways, go ahead. I've heard of it, but explain it to Josh.
All right, Josh. Richard, you can just take a nap.
Okay,
I guess, since
yeah.
you know everything.
Go ahead. Explain the hydronic convertible Webster's dictionary.
Hydraulic.
Explain the paleontology to me.
No, I mean, the hedonic treadmill is just the simple. Once you've gotten, you've succeeded in one thing, you just sort of. You want to go further, and then once you get there, you want to go further. And also, this is typically in the context of if you see someone a little more successful than you, or they have the better car or something, then you're going to strive for that to get above them, and then you're going to have somebody else that's just above you, and you're going to keep trying to sort of outdo and outcompete, the other person. And that's kind of what you're going to get stuck with, I think, in the second scenario. You're always going to want to try to get the next best thing and the next best thing and the next best thing after that, and you're just never going to have that fulfillment ultimately in the end. So.
And if you are looking for a hedonic treadmill, I know somebody that can sell you one for 0% interest. Just hit
0%.
9. Just hit 9 right now.
Tell me.
Was that
9? Tell me how much you think you owe on your credit cards. Like all of them collectively.
Let me get that number from you real quick.
Maybe if you could just give me all the numbers.
Well, speaking of movies, I watched Varsity Blues this week, and I didn't mean to. It was one of those.
Explain that. How does that happen?
Well, I've been drinking. No, we did find out that I'm like 2 steps away from probably needing to go to a meeting because every story I have is like I was sleepy or the doctor gave me some pills. I was high on peyote.
I was in the doctor for the 5th time this month.
Hey man, don't knock my Aflac insurance policy.
Oh my God, you must pay thousands. I'm like.
Well,
we're not going to get into that.
We won't get into it. Yeah, I don't care about your health in general and well-being. Whatever. Fucking Varsity Blues. Let's go. Let's go. Varsity Blues. Anyways, no, I was flipping.
So you're on
channels.
$30 copay, or anyways, let's go.
It's a very reasonable rate. I got it all lowered to 0%. Right.
Got a number you can call.
Oh God, I did hear about this story about a guy getting taken Remember me telling you?
What do you mean by that?
No, what,
Liam Neeson?
Well,
Liam Neeson taken?
you cut me off real quickly there. I was going to say taken for a lot of money.
I was thinking like wild cactus type taken.
Gotten taken. Get
He
under
was
the bed.
taken.
Now listen to me. They will take you for all your money. Did you press 9? It's like, yeah, pretty sure that was 9. It doesn't matter. We heard the number.
Actually, just take a picture and send it to me of your card.
Yeah. Anyways, I heard this story that was real about this guy from a foreign country here that was in America that got taken for like $30,000 by those scammers.
They just like what called you
from somebody that was his same ethnicity, and he had actually called them to start, and it was like, and they told, and this business told him, because he was trying to book a hotel, we won't say what business it was, but they said, oh, I can get you a good discount if you call this guy. So he called this guy. Well, this guy was a scammer, so they gave him the number of a scammer, and the guy was like, oh, because we're brothers from the same country, I'm going to hook you up. And they kept helping him, and I need a transaction fee for this. I'm going to charge this to your account. Is that okay? Yeah, we'll do that. And they slowly got over the course of like 24 hours, got $30,000 from him.
How did he keep saying yes?
He just said it once, or he gave him the number.
He's a Daniel Bryan fan.
Yes. Okay, another transaction fee. This time it's only $1,000, but it'll transfer back into your account again.
It doesn't matter if you say yes or no. Once they have your debit card or your credit card information, they got you.
Oh, I was assuming he was just agreeing to like, okay, well, only 500 this time, okay?
Shit, Ahmed, you forgot to get his authorization. It's like, no, they just scam you. Nope, we're like vampire scammers. You have to be invited in. I'm not going to bite that motherfucker's neck because he didn't invite us in. No, they don't.
So we're welcome, right?
Not a lot of ethics in the scammer community. Not as high as you'd think, but I don't know I wonder if that's like guaranteed by the bank, like, you know, they have fraud protection and stuff like that. I wonder if they would help him out there.
Yeah, I think they probably would, actually. Yeah.
If it's, I think that's what that FDIC is. It insures
Remember
you.
FDIC?
FDIC insures
I'm going to call FDIC,
for
and they're going to help me.
$100,000. That's it.
Anyways, but that's a true story, and maybe we have an editing point here for A to
Did you
B.
put it up on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, it's true story.
Well, my wife told me about it.
Oh, I see. We're getting further
I was
inside information.
I was begging for the number to call them. It's like, please give me it. I need somebody to call.
I got this app. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But she probably thinks you'll be tired and really give your numbers to him or something.
Yeah. Oh.
No,
shit.
I lost the number.
But we're getting off subject here. I accidentally watched Varsity Blues. I was watching a movie on how your TV plays in the background, and you have like HDMI 1 and HDMI 2. Well, I was watching something playing a game or something, and I flipped it over, and I caught the ending of Varsity Blues. Varsity Blues is a good movie. I enjoyed it. And you talk about another actor that was big on his own TV show that kind of just faded away, and I thought he would really take off because of the way he looked and everything, and you know, he was a pretty good actor, you know, James Vanderbeek.
Wasn't he? He was in Dawson's Creek, right?
Yes, it was Dawson's Creek.
Him and the guy from Mighty Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never watched that show, but you're right. Dawson's Creek.
It was huge.
Back in this day.
Which guy from Mighty Ducks? I mean, we had a multi.
The only one from Dawson's Creek.
The fat one, the goalie.
The fat one, okay. All right.
The fat one was on Dawson's Creek too.
Oh man, have you seen him lately?
Yeah, doesn't he look like a crackhead now? Or something?
He looks bad. He looks like he's like 90.
Quack.
Yeah. More like meth. It don't hurt when you get hit with the pucks and you high on meth. Oh man,
Bless his heart, man.
he looks bad. Anyways, but yeah, you're right.
Bless his heart.
But that was huge, and that was one of those things. Like, man, if anybody's gonna make it, this guy right here is, and he just kind of faded away. But I was watching, the end of. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say I was watching the end of Varsity Blues, and I saw. You remember the speech at the end that he gives? He's like, "The coach is full of shit. We're going to go out here and we're going to coach this.
We're doing this for us."
Yeah,
that
basically.
Thing.
Yeah, First off, I looked at my wife. I was like, I never realized how none of this would happen. Like, where are the assistant coaches?
Right.
Like,
Parentals.
there's just one coach
They're
doing
giving
all of
another
this.
player another shot in one of the closets somewhere.
You mean to tell me this guy has one of the most winning programs in Texas football, and he doesn't have any assistant coaches?
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to get on that staff. There ain't even a fucking intern keeping the stats. There's nothing, just the coach. Okay, I'll buy that.
It's a dictatorial system.
So, and then the second half comes out, and you've got a bunch of kids with no head coach. What official allows that to happen? And then the guy that hurt his leg, he was in Fast and Furious.
Paul
Walker. He's got a headset on. Who the fuck is he talking to? There's no assistant coaches. We've established this. I did make a horrible
Maybe they
joke.
stayed in the booth during halftime.
Maybe. What the fuck's going on? You don't sound like Coach whatever his name was. Kilmer?
They made the water boy the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean,
that's who he's talking to.
Yeah. Oh, is that who it is?
I'm just saying, no, I don't know.
There ain't one
I was
person
thinking
on
of
this.
that's all. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, we're gonna go with the loop-de-loop. But no, I mean, like, I did make a horrible joke when Paul Walker died.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Why do you sound so surprised? I did say that, like, oh, it's okay. James Vanderbeek is going to take his spot now in all of his movies because it was a Varsity Blues thing.
Did you say that on Twitter? Or?
I think.
Oh man.
Maybe. It was lighthearted.
We want to make sure
5
you were
minutes
on.
after his death.
That's God
No, it
awful.
wasn't. It wasn't. It was like 2 or 3 days after. I was like, I've just heard that James Vanderbeek will be subbing in as the role that he played in most of his movies now. But now that I say it out loud,
You're gonna have a lot of editing points.
No, I'll keep that in. I don't care. But anyways, other than that, I want you to look at this video we're about to play. This is the final speech in Varsity Blues. And I want you to see if anything stands out to you when you watch this. I mean, other than the crappy speech. You know what I mean? Like, just, here we go. I'll let you hear it. I guess I will. Here we go.
Who they got playing the harp in the background?
Look closely.
Before this game started, Kilmer said 48 minutes for the next 48 years of our lives. I say fuck that.
Oh.
Right?
All right. Are you looking? You notice anything so far?
Let's go out there.
The 35-year-old man that's in high school.
Just keep watching.
We got the rest of our lives to be mediocre, but we have the opportunity to play like gods for the next half of football.
Well, one thing is they're not very inspired.
Yeah, but I mean, the age.
We go
But the
out there,
age, yeah, that's.
we half-ass it because we're scared.
They ain't even trying with these extras.
They're like 27 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe even older.
We go out there.
Look at that guy. He's got a receding hairline. Did you see that? That guy right there. Like, okay, no, pause it right there. We're at 105. We're at 105 in this speech on YouTube. And right over James Vanderbeek's right shoulder is a guy that has his face blurred because he's probably 47 years
He's
old.
literally got grandkids.
His age is probably the jersey number he has on right now, 44. And his hairline is about, I mean, my hairline's shorter than his.
You don't have one.
I don't have one. It's way back here. He has more forehead than Peyton Manning. Look at that. So, all right.
That's heroic.
He's smiling. Look, everybody in here except one guy, and you'll notice the one guy that looks like he's in high school. You'll see it in just a minute. You'll be like, okay, that guy's definitely in high school. But everybody, see, 35. All of them look old as hell. I think they already showed it. But there was one guy in the whole thing that looked like he was a high school kid. Now, I remember looking at them as they're showing their faces as the harp's playing. I'm like, that guy looks like he's 35 years old. That guy looks like he's 29, 30.
Yeah,
that one's 40.
Well, this is my issue with, if you go back and watch a lot of these classic films that are supposed to be, about teenagers, like Grease. Have you watched Grease lately? Rewatched it? I mean, they're all mid-30s.
Right.
I mean, it's
right. Well, I mean, if you look at Go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was going to say, like, if you look at James Vanderbeek and the guy who played, he was one that blew up that didn't do much after Ocean's 11. But that other guy, Tweeter, I think it was his name on here. If you look at both of them and Billy Bob, they are probably in their mid-20s here. But here's the thing about Hollywood actors that look that way. They're that way for a reason. They look good.
Superior genetics.
Exactly. So you can play a 18-year-old, 17-year-old at 25.
Yeah.
Extras, I don't know, maybe not the same criteria. Because all but
Are
one.
you a man?
Yeah.
Between the ages of 18 and 60.
That kicker had gray hair.
Can you be?
Our kicker failed the drug test. Or no, he failed the physical. What happened? Got an STD from the home.
Ethel was making turnip greens, got him aroused.
But you were talking, Chris, about Grease. You said something. You were going to say something else, and I cut you off.
No, I don't remember. No. just making the observation that anytime I watch Grease or see Grease now, it's very hard for me to get past the fact that
how old they are. Yeah. I mean, I guess it happens in other movies too. But I was watching that one. Like I said, I just started laughing, and Julie was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Every one of those motherfuckers are in their 30s."
Can you hurry this speech up? I gotta go pick my kid up.
Oh man, I remember.
Although to defend you a little bit, Richard, I do get the whole accidentally settling into a movie because I remember, when I lived with John, we would sometimes a movie would come on like Rocky IV. It would come on TV,
right,
and we would get caught up in it. And it's on TV, so there were commercials and everything. I owned Rocky IV.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not just go get the DVD so we don't have to deal with the commercials? But no, you just get sucked in,
and you don't go. Well, hey, why don't we just stop here and turn on the DVD?
Yeah,
you go. Fuck it. I'm just gonna. What's new with Huggies?
Let's let things play out and see if I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same exact thing. But yeah, I mean, I can't get over that. Like I said, every one of them were like 35 years old. And I'm sitting there going, oh, Jesus, I've never noticed this before. So that might be something we need to look at in other movies, like from our past. Was there ever a movie?
Well, my thing, I was thinking about when we were watching that, I don't think it takes place so much now. But if you look back in the 80s especially, movies that were supposed to be about teenagers and like they were overly sexualized,
right?
Like super sexual films. If you watch Meatballs now, I was like, oh my god,
right?
That
Revenge of the Nerds.
That shit is. I mean, those are college. To be fair,
like I remember when I was a kid seeing Revenge of the Nerds on Comedy Central.
Hey, pie.
And the girl, the girl takes this guy who's a geek in a mask. And goes and takes him and has sex with him, and he never says. She thinks he's somebody else. That's rape,
right?
That's part 2, by the way.
Yeah, that was a more shittier version.
That was the sequel.
But even fucking what was that show we used to always watch? Was it Corky's? Not Corky's.
Porky's.
Oh bloody!
That movie,
the voyeurism, the peeping in the.
Dude,
I was
that was
thinking
about
of
teenagers, and that
Corky's.
Oh God! Wouldn't that be something?
I'm not editing them, so I'm going to shut up right now.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
Shut your mouth.
Porky's. You're going to lose your job. You
That's-
feel happy about that?
And you know what's crazy about that?
Look him up. Was he really like that? Before I say anything.
Yes, he
Oh,
was.
okay. Well, never mind.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's what my grandparents and my cousins, everybody. Oh, I'm going inside. Corky is on. Like I don't even know what the name of that show is.
I don't know. Is he still alive? I'm not making a joke. I'm asking because that he falls right into that person that blew up and then fell off. Now, but if he fell off because he died, then I would feel bad. But like your Urkels and stuff like that. But he was pretty much the show. People would say Corky. Don't look at me like that, motherfucker. You know what I mean. He was on the show and he was big. But anyways, Porky's. Yeah, Porky's is terrible. Like,
and that's like it's teenagers going to a whorehouse to lose their virginity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, I mean, putting your dick through a thing,
And you
the
think
woman
about
grabs it.
At the same time that movie's probably being made, that's around when Benny Mardones is making that song.
She just
the
16 years old.
The 80s was a wild time, man.
Yikes!
It makes me think of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 show. One of the episodes they do is Hobgoblins, and it's set in the 80s. And there's a sort of a whole party going on, and Mike, the host, one of his riffs is, "It's the 80s. Do a lot of coke and vote for Ronald Reagan."
Man, I mean, you watch some of those movies back though, and you're like, man. But I mean, you watch TV today, and you get into that those social things that you aren't supposed to say anymore. It's not PC.
Yeah.
And if you just go back to, that now there's a backlash on Friends, the show Friends. There's a backlash because of certain people like Chandler on there. His dad is a cross-dresser, is what he calls him. He's, this was back in the day of before transgender or trans anything. He was just a cross-dresser is what he called him. And they have come out on Chandler because Chandler is very homophobic on there. He makes a lot of statements like that, and they all say the word, "Oh, you're gay, ha, ha, ha," and stuff like that. You think that was like, 10 years ago? And now it's like totally not cool to say anything like that anymore. But you fast forward 30 years ago, and it's like people are under a mask pretending to be somebody to have sex with a girl. It's like, whoa. Some of that you look at and you go, okay, that's bad, and I can see where you could make the correlation of, but you got to think what nowadays is going to happen in the next 10 years that people are going to go, oh, that's terrible.
Nothing.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, if anything is,
we're kind of getting political here. But.
Yeah, I was going to say something.
And I'm the apolitical Chris.
But I think it's so, like we're talking about, hypersensitive now. Anything that comes out that, like, as an people get outraged about everything.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're attacked, and, a lot of them should be.
Yeah.
But, anything that a vast majority of people disagree on now, that's almost like they just attack.
Like a mob mentality.
Yeah, and then
kind
it's
of thing.
shut down, and then, we move on to the next thing. So looking right now, there's not very much that I can say, well, when we're watching this on TV in 10 years, no, probably not.
Looking through our segments here, we still got enough for another show, but I don't know if y'all have time to do another show. If you do, we'll do one. We'll do a more of abbreviated one for next week.
Probably buying low on time right now. I gotta go to my dad's and whatnot.
Back hurting him. Go help him take a piss. He's getting older.
Seriously?
No.
It's something with the fucking motor in the Bronco.
If you want this truck to go to Dwayne in perfect condition.
I got to help him. I don't know if he's putting the motor. He's took most of it apart, and he wants to put the block on a engine stand or some shit.
Riveting.
I got pissed. I'm telling you, dude. I got fucking pissed when I got home because I do this.
Look at that beautiful woman.
The same shit every Sunday. I go grocery shopping, or we get the kids ready for church.
Yeah.
Send them off. Go grocery shopping. Do whatever we got to do. Come home. As soon as I come home, my mom's over there because usually she has to be there because we may not get home in time. Well, we tried to get back early because I wanted to be over here. Well, as soon as I walk in, she's like, "Your daddy said as soon as you get done here, come down there. He's wanting you to help him with that motor or something." It's like, I got a podcast to do. I'm not coming to work on a fucking motor. Are you crazy? I said, I'll go over there after.
You want to call him right now and see what he's doing?
Yeah, that'd be great.
When you come over here, help me work on this motor.
All of you come over here, hell.
We're going to need all your backs to pick it up, get it into the sink.
No, that's what they'll talk about in the rest home whenever they're bathing him. Can y'all get some more people in here?
We're going to need all of your backs to lift this up. Oh, man. Well, I tell you what, we won't end the show too quickly. I did see this.
She's got a pretty mouth.
So this video, I watch a lot of World Star Hip Hop videos, and to me, it's comical.
Whenever a fight breaks out in real life, do you World Star? Do you do that?
Yeah, no. I don't want to sound like too posh. I don't see a lot of fights breaking out.
Too posh.
Where are you seeing fights breaking out?
I mean, they don't have those at
not
the country club. Gosh.
I don't know that's going to be an adjective ever assigned to anybody that lives in Bemis, right? Posh.
Oh, look at he thinks he's posh because he's got that indoor toilet.
In posh ass.
Yeah. He too good to eat the blackbird pie.
That's what I was going to say.
Posh is
Too good to make squirrel stew from your front
Yeah.
yard.
Posh is for caviar eaters, Richard.
Yeah.
not,
Well, I don't see around. I don't get around a lot of fights. So I guess. But anyways, I was watching this, and there's this website on there that they're promoting called, was it Rough and Ready? Is that what it's called?
I think.
It's a boxing. It's kind of like Tough Man, but they just do all kinds of different boxing. And the commentary for this, Josh, I believe is what we would sound like if we could do our own and we didn't have to worry about like having jobs or anything. If we were millionaires and we did our own comment, like that is the level of commentary. In fact, on one of these, you actually hear the guy go, "That might be a problem." So basically here, and I love the titles for World Star Hip Hop videos. This one says, "Washed her up real quick." Like, I don't even fucking know what that means. Washed her up real quick. Toothless Hillbilly fights young wrestling champ. And
let's do this.
Let's play this right here.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Wright.
She looks like Beavis.
Champion for Rough and Rowdy. I've always liked the manly, tough stuff.
She has
A
the
man
Jerry
trapped in a
Springer
woman's
cut
body.
of 95.
Now, yeah. Now, can we talk about her pregame video, her pre-fight video here?
She still got her fucking BP gas station shirt on.
It looks like she may
that
be
probably
doing
is a meth
this.
shed right there, right?
Either that or this is. Look at the fence. This looks like this could be a penal farm.
Yeah.
Let's be
This
honest.
is right before she gets
Yeah.
out.
This is, my name is so and so. I'm on community
I mean,
service right now.
We know there's a Dollar Tree on the other side of the building.
Yes, pretty sure. I mean, they spared no expense for the background of this. I mean, here, let's play it. But yeah, she looks like Beavis.
Cassandra Thorne.
Wow.
I'm 18 years old.
Yeah, I mean, so now
And
you
I'm
have a
trendy as
girl,
fuck.
right? Yeah, she's wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt. She's 18.
I guarantee
Not
you
bad
she
looking.
doesn't listen
Hold
to
on,
them.
hold on. I can already tell you the problem here, why she's going to get her ass beat. And that's because she's not confident. She's not looking at the camera.
No.
Her eyes are, I'm just telling you.
Been a wrestler for 4 years now. Maybe you should try to consider the ring girl contest because that's the only way you're going to take home some money. If I can wrestle, I can fight a girl.
So her thing is, if I can wrestle men, I can wrestle a girl. I can fight a girl.
Hey,
And, I
that's
mean,
logical.
She's
That's
got
logical.
good size. If you see her in a minute, she looks like, and they actually say something about it here. And the commentary on this is hilarious, man. Here we go.
Girl fight coming up here, guys. Yep, the girl in the blue looks like she may be the heavyweight champion of the world in real boxing. I would be very nervous.
So this is very interesting. This is actually her first venture into the squared circle. She's a state champion wrestler who wrestles a lot of men in West Virginia in high school. She just turned 18.
Scary, and this other girl looks like something out straight out of The Hills Have Eyes.
And you look at their gear. All right, so we got it paused right here. The 18-year-old's wearing like the Nike what is it, compression shirt and shorts. It looks like professional. And you got you got female Beavis here.
She just got off the tractor.
She looks like she's wearing a rejected suit for Mankind, like the old '90s Cactus Jack gimmick. It looks like she's wearing that.
She is
But she came right out the Hills
She's
Have
a
Eyes.
36-year-old.
Big right hand, big right hand, big right hand.
Whoa. I was wrong on
And
this
it's
one,
really
boys.
showing.
Oh, yeah.
It is really showing.
She's grabbing the back of her head with one glove and punching up.
This is the best technical boxing I've ever seen.
This isn't high school wrestling.
That's her brother or something.
Yeah. This is West Virginia, by the way.
Oh, well.
She just got out
So
of
we
the
know
coal
which
mine.
side the crowd's on.
Well, both of them are from West Virginia.
Oh, great.
And she is just wiping the floor. You think like the ref's got to be stopping this, right?
He seems to be stopping it every 10 seconds. Hey, you sure you want to do this?
He realizes how highly entertaining this match is.
Would you ever get a hair? If you could grow hair, Richard, would you grow your hair like that? Would
Like
you do
that?
yeah, just like that.
All right, you want to
Let me
explain
give you
what it
another
looks like?
extended what if. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
if you ever
interested,
watched Jerry Springer in say '96,
Right.
every haircut that a guy had, it's that the fucking long hair with the shaved sides into like a bowl.
It's kind of like in the back. It's kind of like cornrows without the cornrows.
No, what they did
like
was
it's one big cornrow without the dreads.
they
It's just-
take the long hair, put it up into the mow from Three Stooges bowl,
Yeah.
and then they just shave around with like a one guard, and then let the hair flow. But I'm gonna put it in a ponytail so it looks.
How is she, it looks like it's stapled to the back of her head.
Well, it's important for her to
Like it's pop riveted to there. Just fucking pop riveted there. I don't feel anything anywhere. Fuck.
And the shirt, it looks like that ring from the Wing show that we were watching. The color of it,
like
it
a
used to be-
hand-me-down.
It used to be white, but it's all dingy, like Marlboro smoke is all over it.
The sadness that shirt has seen. Like I couldn't imagine.
The armpit crust.
Yeah. Oh, Chris.
She's got a belt on her sweatpants. What the hell?
She does. And the belt's whiter than the shirt. Well, leather don't stain. It's hard as fuck to stain leather. But I've done it twice. My skin is proof.
Was that what your family was doing in the yard that time?
Staining
from the
leather.
They were trying to.
Come get your homemade belt. You a 34 or 35? Freddie's got his knife over there, just whittling out holes. Then they
Make me a wallet out of that.
met a nice man with a pan flute and sold him at flea markets.
Richard Lee, you like baseball?
I made you a ball here.
And a glove.
It's got blood on it. Too good, huh? You posh.
Yeah, you too posh for this.
All right, so let's rejoin this ass whipping here.
Give this girl credit in the blue. She's swinging. A lot of the guys haven't when they've been overmatched.
So
That was a dominant round.
She's got on like the grandpa New Balances, the white shoes.
In a woman's body. I believe it. Don't have to tell me that.
her corner man softening a cigarette. I only smoke on the even rounds, Chuck.
Oh,
yeah, she really wore her out here.
She's throwing her hips into those.
She's holding the back of her head. I want to skip along because I want you to hear this announce team. So they start dissing the ref. They're like, because he's asking, like, do you want to continue? And they're like, you should be the one that makes that decision, ref.
That ring girl now just wearing
the
a
end of the
thong.
fight. I think they just kept the clock going. Pretty decisive victory. But
That was the second round. No, this ref has no idea what he's doing. That was the second round. There's a third round coming. I hate him.
So basically, we skipped ahead the second round,
I
and she
hate
just
him.
got her butt kicked another round.
Just get a close up swinging.
I think she wants to keep going.
do you want to stop it, ref?
Yeah,
I mean, you're
just trying to get a paycheck.
This girl's got guts.
They keep calling him a clown.
Champion wrestler, wrestling a lot of dudes to get to that title.
I'll tell you what, the ring girl's coming in with the helpful hair tie. I haven't seen
Yeah,
teammates like that
the
since Byron Leftwich.
teenager,
Remember when he got,
carried
the
Marshall
teenager kept her hair kept falling out, and every time her hair would fall out, like the woman's like, "Ah, that's sweet. I'm gonna punch your face off." So I want to get to the last line.
yeah. See,
here.
we were making fun of her hair, but hey, look,
All right,
it has worked out in her favor.
I'm rooting for
She did have it pop riveted back there.
So, shocker.
That's a woman.
Yeah.
It's a man.
Might be problematic.
Wrestling Hero fan, don't they call the best one the man?
Becky Lynch. The man. She
So,
calls
I
herself
mean, that's a
that.
big compliment. Then I
She
just
calls
did.
herself that,
She's
you
like
know?
the man.
Back pedal, back pedal, back pedal, back pedal, back pedal.
That reminds me of something.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Like 45 minutes ago? Maybe?
Now-
I'm here with the winner, guys.
Oh, we get the
You
post
definitely
match.
just taught her a lesson. The question is, what lesson was it? What did you just teach her?
I told her to go back to the ring girl competition. That's where she needed to be. She had a good fight, though. All in all, it was a good fight.
You definitely belonged
Because
out
you
there.
won.
It's a real Cinderella story where the evil stepmom does meth and whips the shit out of the Cinderella. Now I'm going to go get my check.
And do you see that dude? He's got the dishwashing gloves on.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to touch you. This is the post-match interview.
And
And
is he in a bathrobe? So bathrobe
He
with
is.
the dish-
He is. There's so many things wrong with this.
It's like they just woke him up to
Was
bring
he
him
in there earning his keep? Like, hey, get out there and do an interview.
Where's that guy that didn't pay for his meal doing dishes? Where's he at? Oh, send him out here to do a no one wants to touch this woman.
How many fights have you been in?
I've only been in 2 in the ring, baby, but I've been on a lot in the street.
How did those go?
I haven't lost.
undefeated.
I believe you.
Got 2 ex-husbands I killed. I mean, died suspiciously.
Back to you guys.
I love that shrug. Like,
Little shrug at the end.
Whatever.
But do you think now she's got people just coming up to her left and right?
You think
Hey,
there's a Don King?
you know, I heard what you said. This is the street. Let me prove you wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't
That's
think
what
she
Bruce
got
Lee had
shitty
to deal with.
tattoos.
That's what Bruce Lee had to deal with when
People coming up to him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got back then there was no like just decisive way to prove.
I mean, she's not in the same
Well, no,
category as Bruce Lee. Let me just.
But
I don't know. She give him a run for his money. I ain't been in a fight yet with Bruce Lee, but I'm pretty sure I whip his ass.
I mean, if she does enough meth before, I guess she'd essentially be a zombie.
He can kung fu the shit out of me. I ain't gonna feel it.
but like back then, there was no decisive way. Okay, this is the baddest motherfucker. And but those movies and just like. I can't imagine. It's like, oh, that's the man.
Right.
Kind of like probably if Hogan was a little smaller, he would probably would, oh, I'll whip your ass, you know.
Well, they said it used to happen to wrestlers all the time. They'd walk into a bar or something. It's like, oh, I'm going to show you how real fighting is, and most times people get their ass whipped because the guy's still a legit 6'4", 300-pound guy that has to pick people up and throw them down for a living. So, I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. We'll get into more some of these. I wish we could have gotten to the taco hums. I guess is what y'all said because Chris won't be here next time. But we're kind of out of time. We've got an extra long episode here. But Chris, man, I want to say I'm appreciative.
Yeah,
being on the show.
I'm glad
week.
this finally happened.
And
thank you for letting me join you guys.
You'll have to come back and do it again sometime, Josh. If they want to follow our show, how do they do that?
Well, on Twitter, we are at P3 Radio, the number 1. And if you want to find us on Facebook, go into your search bar, type Pop Poncho, and you're bound to see our picture. And if you want to reach us, text us, voicemail us, whatever, 24 hours a day. We are 731-300-6675.
That's going to about do it for us. For Josh Briley, Chris Petersen, and Retro Mulligan, we're saying thanks again for listening and good night.